All right, day one recap. Starter went very well. Started a little bit rough because I tried to go to Righteous Fire before I was ready. I had grabbed this, I grabbed these, and then I just went Righteous Fire, and it wasn't quite ready. But I was playing in a group, so I knew the group would carry me if I wasn't quite ready. But once I grabbed these nodes, and then this fire node, regenerate 1 life per second, I was good to go. Now, my damage is pretty low. I can't POB it, because POB, last I checked, wasn't updated for the Chieftain. But it's pretty low, but it gets the job done. But most importantly, my defenses are off the chain. I am so thick, so tanky. I don't think I've ever been this thick and this tanky this early on in the game. This is how I'm pathing it. I am currently level 80 on day one. I have pretty trash gear. This is solid white map, yellow map gear. None of this is going to take me to end game. None of this is good. I've spent 6 chaos getting some of these pieces. 1 for that, 1 for that, 1 for that, 2, and then 1, I think. I haven't paid more than 2 chaos for anything, and most of it's been 1 just to get a piece on the slot. And I opened up this map. Let's run a map just to show you. I decided I would path into this Ascendancy node here because I wanted to see what this 5% explode was like, and I'm not ready to path up in here to do my middle part to get all this fire damage. I had one commenter say that these damage nodes, these projectile nodes, are converting to 24% fire when you have all 3 of these sockets selected. So you select all 3 of these sockets, and then this projectile node is going to be 8 times 3, and this is going to be 10 times 3, so there's going to be 30 fire damage from here. And I think the strength stacking stacks as well. He didn't say whether it stacked as well. So this node is actually hot. Flames Advance is actually hot. It's going to double dip if you can double dip. And this middle area has a lot of good stuff that we can double dip into. So that passive, which was looking pretty scuffed, is actually pretty strong if built around properly. I gotta wait till I get some good jewels. I have no good jewels, so I started here. I'm gonna regret out of it. I'm gonna pop back into here and get the jewels. But what I wanted to show you is the explosions. They look cool, they sound cool, and I feel like 5% is not that bad. It's really not that bad. And some league mechanics, like this one, for instance, Harvest, work very well with those explosions. So let's drop my brands, charge up a Vol Flame Blast. Make sure you're holding still as best as possible until it starts to get a little bit dangerous. Okay, it's a little too chaotic to see the explosions happen. But those big old booms are the explosions. And they're pretty fucking cool. They happen way more than I thought they would. And you see, level 80, pretty trash gear. I am thick. I am very thick. When I hold steel, I am looking at 88 all res. I got 388 fire resistance. My armor, pretty low. I'm only at 64%, but that's just because I got a couple pieces that are just pretty poor on the armor side, and my boots are not even armor boots. And I haven't fully pathed into this node here, which I will be grabbing eventually. 50% armor while stationary. And I also need to get this while you're holding still, increase armor. But all in due time. My armor will pick up. Very happy with the starter. It has gone very good. Boom. Explosions. Look how big and satisfying those explosions are. And I think you can update area of effect, and it's going to impact those explosions. So when you get more area of effect, those explosions are going to be even bigger. It might possibly create some cool chains. And most of my damage is actually fire damage over time. Fire damage over time. We got one fire damage node here, and then these ones right here. But everything else is fire damage over time. I have 30% here, but it's mostly damage over time. So most of my damage is damage over time, and I'm still hitting extremely hard with those explosion pops. So if you chose to, late game, get rid of this damage over time while you're stationary, and have that negative 20% resistances while you're stationary, and grab this Flames Advance on top of this, and then you path into this middle area to grab all of these fire damage nodes here. All of these are going to be pumped up as fire damage. Even this bad boy is going to be 32% fire damage. This guy is going to be 32% fire damage. This guy's going to be 32% fire damage. You're going to get a lot of fire damage in here. Then you have these area of effect nodes. And if you put Might of the Meek, oh no, Might of the Meek won't work. You can put one Might of the Meek. Nope, it has to be non-unique. Might of the Meek won't work. But you can grab those area of effects if you want, or you can just go this way. I'm probably going to grab these two nodes next to increase my area of effect. Maybe you can grab that and then cancel out of here. Anyways, grab more area of effect with that fire damage, and then you can stay mobile instead of holding still, and those explosions are going to be big, those explosions are going to be fat, and that added fire damage is going to apply to those explosions. So you're going to be bombing these guys. That's all I have to say about it, so let me shut the fuck up and let you enjoy some explosions. Boom. Boom. I really like using the double Vol of Vol Flame Blast. I mean Vol Firestorm and Vol Flame Blast. I think Vol Flame Blast is excellent for tough enemies like these Beyonds. I should have popped that Vol Flame Blast. Definitely still able to die. Not immune to bleed and not immune to poison. Don't have any of the good immunities yet, and my armor is not quite ready to be tested. So deaths are on the table, but I'm only level 80 and I am just getting started. I think I will get it to where I just don't die. That is the goal. See that pop? Juicy pop. I am shocked by how good that pop actually is. I knew it'd be okay. I figured it'd be pretty okay. 5% is very low, so you're not gonna like rely on it. I did not expect it to be so big, so loud, and so well designed. Look at these pops. I love them. Absolutely love the pops. It's almost like once you pop, you can't stop. I haven't spec'd into the big boy yet. I plan on speccing into with a single bomb, so these are quick and easy. Sure, why not? I'm not good at popping flask either, so I have to auto pop these, and I don't do a very good job of it. Especially when I want to use it for like health. I got so used to having the flask auto cast that casting them manually not a thing I can do anymore. And obviously, I run my maps pretty slow. I'm not a speed runner. My little bro is a speed runner. He does very good with it. So I hop into his maps and I just follow him along, and it makes me go very fast, which is good. But when I play by myself, I'm kind of slow and chill. I'm not popping Vol Righteous Fire. It keeps killing me. Because I want to pop it when I'm in the most amount of danger, so it's as cool as possible, and then it just kills me. So I've hidden Vol Righteous Fire from myself. Those pops help out these things too. This is my first time really playing brands, and brand recall is pretty awesome. Recalls all 5 brands to your single spot, and they all hit at once. And if I was doing something other than a damage over time build, relying on the ignites, if I was relying on the flat damage, it'd be a lot cooler. Oh, this is a big boy boss. I mean, it's only a tier 6 map, but I'm able to mostly just hold still while this guy tries to hurt me. I'll have to move here in a little bit, I think. Nope, didn't have to move at all. Come on, corrupted fusing. Tainted chromatics, jewelers, no fusing yet. Oh, they're playing the hype music too. It's definitely been my tankiest starter. Probably not as good as the Reeve poison builds that use the Wasp Nest, because that Wasp Nest is just so powerful early on. It gets you a T16 real quick. But in terms of tankiness, this was the easiest lab I did. I did the lab with the gear that you saw, the final lab, and I got hammered like 3 times, full hammer. Didn't even try to avoid it, and I survived it. It's also pretty good for Blight. My favorite Blight builds are ones that hold still and don't have to move, and this one does that. So let's trigger this Blight. Do a cold, a fist, a fist. So you can just hang out here and you just let your brands do the work. Hit them with a couple of those. Boom. And boom goes the dynamite. Let's go ahead and run this Vol side area, and you guys can watch me get a 6-link. Because I'm still only rocking a 4-link. This is all on 4 links. 6-link's really not going to do too much for this build, though, so it's not going to be that much of a difference. Righteous Fire has a hard time 6-linking. Okay. Righteous Fire has a hard time 6-linking, so it's really only going to impact the brands. Or maybe I'll do a 6-link on whatever that skill is. Flame Blast, Vol Flame Blast. Because I really love Flame Blast. Big fan of the skill. Something in here is hurting. Monsters reflect elemental damage. Alright, I need to stop casting the brands. I just ran a fucking reflect map and survived. Probably because most of my damage is dot. Oh man, the Chieftain is good. The Chieftain is good. This is not a bad Ascendancy. People were worried about it being a bad Ascendancy, and it looks bad at face value. But this is a strong Ascendancy. It's up there. I would probably place it right around the Elemental mark, the Elementalist mark, which is a solid A, B tier, useful, strong. It's not as strong as a Slayer. It's not as strong as a Champion or a Pathfinder or Inquisitor or a Jug. But after that, it probably is tied with the Elementalist. It's like all of the ones I just said, and then probably the Elementalist, and then the Chieftain. Maybe the Chieftain's just under Trickster, because Trickster's pretty solid too. Either way, this is in my opinion, a very successful rework of the Chieftain. And it doesn't synergize very well, but these nodes are spectacular for tankiness. Leveling up with this was a goddamn dream. I mean, all I had to look for was life and fire resistance. Anything else I got on these nodes other than life and fire resistance is just a nice to have. Just a nice to have. And once I get the helmet, it's been pretty pricey. I think a lot of people are playing Chieftain. I think a lot more people saw the value in the Chieftain than we thought. Actually, I think POE Ninja, I haven't looked at it yet this league. I think POE Ninja will tell me how many people are playing Chieftain. Builds. Oh, fucking Deadeye is killing it. Look at me. Wait, am I on Ancestor? It's really only 8%? Why is that helmet so expensive? Maybe it's rare. Let me check the price. Maybe it's just expensive. Not. I'll get there. I'll get there. Armor. Helmets. I have a bad time remembering these names. Formless Flame. Especially if I just got familiar with the item. Official trade. The Formless Flame. What price? It was 50C yesterday. 25. Alright, it's going down. I ain't gonna pay a lot. This will drop down to nothing over a matter of time, I think. Because there's only 0.8% playing Chieftain. Oh yeah, there's not a lot on the market. This must be a drop from a boss of some sort. Probably a breach boss. And people aren't doing breaches just yet. That's all I gotta say. It has been fantastic. I very much enjoyed this. I actually kind of like the playstyle too. You'd think it'd be a lot more dead holding still, but because of the way I'm running it, I'm holding still. I'm dropping the brands, right? I get my 5 brands out. Then I can hit this flame blast and hit people with big ignites on the flame blast. And then when the Vol Firestorm up or the Vol Flame Blast is up, I can trigger those. And it's kind of engaging. It's kind of fun. So you just cast your brands will auto do it. Then you can do brand recall. So let's move over here. Oh, it did the brand recall because I have it on left click. So the brand's over here. Hit this brand recall. Pulls them all here and they all smash in the same area. And hit in a group. It's just really fun and engaging. And I like this build a lot. I actually give it a full recommend. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Not a lot of damage as you saw, but a lot of fun. And a lot of tankiness. And, I mean, just imagine better gear. I'll have better gear by the end of the day, and I'll do a day 2 recap. It's going to be spectacular. All right, I've rambled long enough. I'm going to get playing. I'll check you guys later.